Welcome back to Kin in Line. I make this part 89, and it does rhyme. The late 80s was when faxes really came to the fore, and this is drawn on a piece of fax paper, whatever you'd call it. This was from the government and involves elections held probably in the late 80s within the African townships. You know, they were deemed not to be part of the homelands, of the apartheid homelands, but they were so-called like autonomous towns within so-called white South Africa. Anyway, according to this, the average percentage for 20 towns in the Eastern Cape and border was 57%. But I doubt that figure. There was a huge boycott of these elections. They called them toy telephone councils, because basically they were powerless. The government, the white government, still had all the power. There's another of my little friends with Mr. Jonker's name again, and Captain Paul's and Major Garbe. All these cops, you know, from the apartheid era. One wonders what became of them when the ANC was unbanned. It's a nice... Yeah, they're glowering out of this page, eh? Mike Jones. That name's familiar even today. And Belinda Hoole was 16 at the time. There's not much to that, but kept it anyway. See. So, floating creature. Another one that I could turn into an incredible painting, eh? But would I just home in on it like this? Or use a big canvas and have it actually floating out of the picture? I think the latter. I'll have to consult with my... So here's an exercise in heaven knows what. There's definitely a face with those little circular things, the pointy sort of crocodile-like beak. Most of these I haven't seen in literally decades, probably many of them since I made these. I like the way the numbers written there, or the type becomes part of a three-dimensional form. And when you're drawing these images in the margins, it helps to kind of just run the picture down using some little shadow lines, I guess. No picture was too small to be left, to be thrown away. Particularly since I could build this up again as well as a bizarre painting. But I'd never get the same effect as I do here. Just even the fact that the pen, it kind of lost a bit of ink there. just adds to the quality of the picture. Likewise here, it's just a jigsaw puzzle face. Quite cool. And this guy's flying. That could be a big wing outstretched as he flies over the Edward Hotel. Another landmark building in PE that's just been allowed to go to rack and ruin. Built in about early 1900s. Yeah, I caught Port Elizabeth just before it started collapsing with the new government. So I saw it in its heyday, really, I guess. Just a Christmas tree, fir tree out in the sticks with a big moon behind it. Now, what's this all about? Interesting to see the origin. A bit of interest here. Delta Motor Corporation. So when General Motors disinvested in South Africa, they sold out the company to the management, local management, and I think they just basically kept making the same vehicles and called them Delta. It was a bit of a con, really, but at least General Motors stayed. Ford departed Port Elizabeth altogether, also in the mid-80s. And actually didn't leave the country, but moved to Pretoria to be closer to the big market up in there on the reef. Hunger strike, Bobby Stevenson, the DP, CP, that's Conservative Party meeting. Blue chairs at St. George's Park. Brooks Hill progress. And then this guy taking it all in. Ken Wayne Mitchell found left for Cape Town last night. So Wayne Mitchell, along with Van Zyl Slabbert and Alex Borain, he was basically still a student at UPE in the mid-80s when he helped them establish IDASA. I think they got funding from overseas. But IDASA, as I've explained earlier, helped bring about the transition away from apartheid. East Cape Training Centre, Malani, the Akin article is discussed. So just kept for this kind of bowl-like shape. Nick Borain, Alec Borain's son, Regional Director of IDASA in Cape Town. Interesting that it's next to that other article about Wayne Mitchell, who died, unfortunately, early 90s. So he never saw his vision come to fruition. So this is from the Evening Post, I think. And again, a weird face that I should one day turn into a painting. God, I have a huge exhibition one day of all these. Same with this. similar, looks like results of elections, these fake elections that they held. But again, so if you do a painting of this, do you include the stuff on the left? That's the question. Here are just two legs running. Anton Fluck, PE, something chamber. I think he was he was a lawyer, he is a lawyer. No relation to Adrian, the Minister of Police. I always quite enjoyed this. So the Addo Elephant Park is quite near Port Elizabeth, about 50 k's away, I'd say. And so this is it says there Port Elizabeth, City of Port Elizabeth envelope with an elephant on an envelope. But you couldn't fit an elephant in an envelope, because it's then not the elephant in the room, it's the elephant in the envelope. So here, price. That's me after a couple of days not shaving. I'm going to stop at this point. Till next time. Cheers.